Hey guys, it's Steph and welcome back to the last episode of testing week, where in today's video, not gonna lie to you guys, I am not looking forward to this one because we're gonna be testing out 24-hour makeup, which means that no matter what goes on my face, for the next 24 hours, I gotta keep it on there. So that means sleeping in it, showering in it, doing whatever I gotta do in it, and then I'll check back with you guys in exactly 1 day's time and let you know how it held up. So, let's not put this off any longer. Let's get into it. So first of all, we're gonna prime our skin. I don't have any 24-hour primers. I couldn't find any 24-hour primers, so I'm just gonna stick with this Rimmel Lasting Finish one. It says it's only gonna last for 8 hours, but we'll see. We will see. So I'm just gonna pat all of that into my skin. This primer is really moisturizing as well, so trying to get as much moisture into this face as possible. Next, we're gonna move on to foundation. Now, this is gonna be interesting because I have this new foundation from Bare Minerals, but it is without a doubt way too light for me. So I'm hoping I can like bronze it up with contour or something. This is the new Bare Pro foundation, and this is supposed to be, I think, waterproof and really long lasting, like 24-hour wear. I have mine in the shade Golden Nude 13. I'm gonna see what it looks like first. Maybe it'll oxidize, maybe, we can hope. Oh, it's a yellow tone, which means that it might work. It might be too light, but it might be like the right sort of color. That's actually pretty full coverage. Don't think I like that brush for applying it. I'm gonna go in with something a bit softer. Okay, that's not too bad. It is too light, but it's still the right kind of color, so I don't think we're gonna have too many issues with that, so thank God. I was worried about that. That was like my main thing. I was thinking I was gonna walk around with like white foundation for the next 24 hours. So how have you guys enjoyed testing week? I actually thought it was so much fun. I kind of want to do another one at some point as well. There's so many brands I still want to try out. Next, we'll move on to concealer. So I have two concealers here. They don't claim to last 24 hours, but the Lasting Perfection Concealer by Collection claims to last for 16 hours. And then we also have this one from Rimmel. It's the Match Perfection one, and this one claims to last for 13. So still a pretty long time. I feel like this is going to be too dark for my under eyes now, so I think I might just conceal like my blemishes and any redness with this and go under my eyes with the Rimmel one. Maybe we can do like the Collection one on the outer part of the eye. A little bit, just a little bit. And then we'll do the Rimmel one on the inner corner so it kind of brightens it a little bit, and we'll do it that way. We'll give it a proper test. I'm gonna go ahead and blend all of that in. I used to use the Collection sealer all of the time. It was literally one of my favorites, and I do still really like it, but that is so peachy. I'd never use a color that peachy under my eyes like as a concealer. I'd use it as a corrector, but as a concealer, it's quite dark for me personally. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that base so far. I think it looks pretty good. I really like that foundation actually. It is maybe a little bit more matte than I would normally go for, but I don't feel like I'd need to powder it as much, which is good. So even though the colour's not too bad with the foundation, I definitely am darker on my body. So I'm just going to quickly warm up my skin using the Lottie London All About That Base foundation. But I'm just going to pop a little bit around the perimeters of my face to kind of warm everything up a little bit. This doesn't claim to be long lasting or anything at all. I'm literally just using it as kind of a foundation mixer. There we go. That's added a bit more colour. Okay, that is a bit better colour. We're still quite bright on my under eyes, but that is way better, I think. Next, I'm going to go in with some of the iconic London drops. Again, these don't claim to be long lasting, but they seemed pretty waterproof in yesterday's video, so I'm going to put these to the test again. And plus, I just love them. And again, I'm just going to use the same brush that I've been using for my foundation and everything. So I'm then going to go ahead and powder everything. So obviously we used this yesterday in the waterproof video as well. This is the Maybelline Superstay 24 Longwear Matte Powder. Didn't like this for under my eyes, so instead I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Stay Matte. This one claims to be long lasting, so I'm just going to set my under eyes with that. I'm actually going to put it over my nose as well because I remember that yesterday it looked cakey on my nose too. And like I said, got to wear this for the next day, so I want to make sure I look as best as possible. I'm then going to take that Maybelline powder and I'm just going to take this fluffy brush and set the rest of my face in place. When I was washing my makeup off in the shower yesterday after the waterproof makeup video, I feel like this powder just kept all of my makeup stuck into my face, which is good. It means it's long lasting, but it was a bitch to get off. I can definitely feel this powder on my face as well. Like when you put it on, it does feel like you have got something kind of coating your face. Next, I think I'm gonna go in with brow products. So I have a little mini of the Benefit Ready Set Brow, which is supposed to last for, I believe, 24 hours. I've used this stuff loads of times before and it does stay put, to be fair. My eyebrows literally never stay in place. I have to full on like hairspray them down if I do want them to stay in place. Literally like a few hours in and they're like flopping down, doing their own thing. Then I'm going in with the very famous Wonder Brow. So I actually have a full video on this and I didn't like it using it straight from the wand, but I'm gonna pop some on the back of my hand and use an angled brush and kind of use it as a pomade. So I'm just gonna take that product and we'll whack it through our brows. This stuff does last such a long time, so I'm kind of expecting my brows to pretty much stay the same. Okay, brows are on. I feel like they're looking all right. This one's looking a little bit sad, but I mean, they're on now, they ain't going nowhere. Next I move on to eyes. So I have a bunch of the Maybelline Colour Tattoos, which are supposed to last 24 hours. I have 2 of the Creamy Mattes. I have one in the shade Creme de Nude, and I also have one in the shade Creamy Beige. And then I also have this golden coloured one in the shade Eternal Gold. So I'm going to create kind of like a slightly champagne-y eye, I think. So what I'm going to do is take this just on a brush and pack that over my lid. If you guys are looking for a dupe for the MAC paint pots, this one is a good dupe for soft ochre. I'm then actually going to take this angle brush and go in with that Creamy Beige shade, and I'm going to pop that in my crease. This is brand new, so I've never tried this colour before. I'm just going to draw it on at first, just kind of get the idea as to where I want it, and then I'll blend it out again in a second. Well, this looks good, doesn't it? Pretty nice. It's like a nice eye contouring shade. It's really ashy. It literally just looks like a shadow. And again, blend that out. And then I'm also going to take that on my lower lash line as well. And we'll see how that stands up and whether or not it creases. I'm then just going to take that flat brush and go in with the Eternal Gold shade. I've only used this, I think I've only ever used it like on my lips for a festival tutorial, but it's quite nice. I'm gonna pick up a little bit of that. And I'm gonna pack that, oh my god, that is so gold. I'm gonna pack that all over the lid. Oh, this stuff does not like to kind of layer on top of anything. And I'm just gonna take that concealer brush again and just buff it in a little bit. Ooh, yeah, don't think I like the metallic one. I knew something had to go wrong with this. It was all going way too well. And I'm going to go ahead and just chuck on my favourite contouring powder, which, as you will know, is the Too Faced chocolate powder. Again, doesn't claim to be long lasting or anything, I don't think. Maybe it does. All of my writing's worn off, so who knows. But we'll give it a go anyway, see how long it does last. I'm going to pop a little bit of this on my lower lash line as well, because I feel like these creams kind of need setting in place a little bit. So I'll just go over them lightly. I'm then going to go in with my current favourite bronzer, which is the Rimmel one. This is the one that I used yesterday in the waterproof video. It's supposed to last up to 10 hours. I was so impressed how it lasted through the water though, so I kind of have high hopes for this. I feel like this could be a little hidden gem from Rimmel. Then I'm going to go in with my MAC Oh Darling highlighter. Again, it doesn't claim to be long lasting, but it lasted through getting my face dunked, so let's see how it performs. You can't expect me to wear makeup for 24 hours and not put highlighter on. That would just be torture. I don't really want to do liner, but we're going to test it out anyway. This is the Collection Extreme 24 Hour Felt Tip Liner. It's got quite a thick felt tip, but it's pretty black. Let's just do a little something. No pressure, Steph. Got to stay on your face the next 24 hours. No pressure. That's even enough, I'd say. What I'm actually going to do is do a little dot on my face as well. We'll see how that lasts. I'm going to do a little beauty mark freckle thing. We'll see if that lasts as well. And then for mascara, I have the Rimmel Scandaleyes Reloaded. This one says extreme volume and wear, easy removal. Yeah, 24-hour wear. I wasn't in love with this mascara. It was nice enough. I recently tried out another one from Rimmel that I loved. I loved it so much. But this one just takes a little bit of building. I'm actually so sad about the fact that I'm not gonna be able to take off my makeup tonight. That's like one of my favorite things to do at the end of a day. I think I'm pretty happy with that. Next, before I go into lips, I'm gonna set half of my face using the Urban Decay All Nighter, just so we can see how the actual makeup on its own performs and then whether or not this makes it last any longer. So let's do this side. Last but not least, we have another product from Rimmel. I swear this was not planned. These are the Provoker Lips. These are supposed to last for 16 hours on the lips. Which color shall I go for? Yeah, I'm gonna go for this color because I feel like this could be too light, so it could fade out and you might not notice it as much, but I wanna see how long this stuff lasts, and I feel like they could maybe be a bit too intense for today. So we'll go in with this. So this one here is in the shade Make Your Move. And you apply it just like a liquid lipstick. Yeah, I could wear that color for the next 24 hours. I'm not gonna be able to wear lip balm for the next 24 hours either. Oh my God. And then I'm pretty sure that's dry. I'm gonna go in with step 2, which is just like a gloss kind of thing. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. It's maybe not something that I would necessarily choose to wear, just purely because the eye is kind of a bit too more cool toned than I would normally go for. I'm really happy with how the skin looks and everything. But yeah, maybe I'd choose a bit more warmer colors for my eyes. So it is now 4 minutes past 3 in the afternoon to be exact. Wait, it's just changed to 5 minutes past. So 5 minutes past 3 in the afternoon to be exact, and this is what the makeup looks like. I will do cutaways and everything like that. I'm now gonna go ahead and go about my day, get these nails fixed, and I will check back with you guys in a second. Okay, so it is now 5:35, so I've had this makeup on for exactly 2.5 hours, and I can already see some things happening. There's a lot of creasing here, and I actually have a crease up here, which I never normally have. I guess that's from like smiling or something. There's some mascara kind of transferring onto my under eyes as well. Everything else is fine. Maybe looking a little bit shiny, so that powder isn't doing too well, I would say. Brows are still in place, liner still in place, lipstick is still in place. It did kind of crumble a little bit on my lips at first, but it doesn't really look any different or anything. But a few things are happening. So only 2.5 hours in, we'll see what another 21.5 hours bring. Okay guys, so it has just gone midnight, which means I've had this makeup on for, what, 9 hours now? And the lips are terrible. Like, they feel awful. They feel so dry. Like, granted, there is still color on my lips, and on camera it doesn't actually look too bad, but close up, there is so much like flakiness around my lips, and I can't for the life of me get it off. I've been licking my lips and hoping that it will come off, but it just kind of comes off in bits, not as like an actual color. So that's like the main thing I've noticed. The mascara that had transferred onto my face is still there, but it hasn't happened anymore or anything like that. I am looking a little bit more shiny, but I actually think my skin looks pretty good. And my brows still look pretty decent, I think. The eye makeup looks okay. I mean, the liner stayed the same on both sides. The mascara is still pretty much intact, and there's no real creasing on my eyes or anything like that. The highlighter is still definitely there. I am very, very impressed with my base, and a lot of these products weren't even meant to be 24 hours, so I'm actually really impressed with that. I think my skin looks a lot better now than it did a few hours ago, because then it was kind of creasing a little bit, but now it's all kind of meshed into my skin a little bit more, so I actually like how it looks now, apart from the lips, more than I did a few hours in. So now is the fun part, where I'm gonna go ahead and go to bed with this full face of makeup on. I literally can't even remember the last time I went to sleep with makeup on. If you guys have been following me for a while, you'll know that I am an absolute skincare obsessive. I always take my makeup off before I go to bed, and yeah, not tonight. Tonight, we're going to bed with a full face, so I guess I better say RIP to my pillowcase. But yeah, wish me luck. I think I'm probably gonna need it, and I will see you guys in the morning. Morning. Okay, you guys, so it is now just gone 9 o'clock and oh my god, that was horrendous sleeping in that. My face felt so itchy, and before I went to bed, all I wanted to do was moisturize my skin and put serums on it and stuff, but I couldn't. But we survived. We're not looking our best. So let's have a quick run through of the makeup. The lips are actually, to be fair, the product is still on my lips. It doesn't look good. It's very, very kind of like crusty, but it's still like here. And all I want to do is put lip balm on. But it is still there. The brows look good. Like if we just fix that little bit in place, the brows look pretty good, I reckon. What else do we have? The foundation is rubbing off a bit, but again, I'd actually say it doesn't look too bad. The bronzer, the blusher, and the highlighter have sadly all disappeared, although there maybe is a tiny bit of highlighter left. But yeah, that's all pretty much gone, but again, that wasn't meant to be like 24-hour or anything. Now let's move on to eyes. Now, I don't know if you guys can tell, but my mascara has like kind of curled inwards on this side. I tend to sleep on my left-hand side pretty much all the time, but I did actually set an alarm for around about 4 o'clock in the morning so that I could flip like some sort of rotisserie chicken, so I could sleep on this side as well. And obviously this is the side that we put the Decay All Nighter Setting Spray on, and I actually think my foundation and everything is on more on this side than it is on this side. This side's kind of rubbed off a little bit. You can see I've got a spot there that's peeking through. So I'd actually say that the Decay All Nighter does work. For the eye makeup, it's all looking pretty much intact in terms of like the actual products. Like my mascara is still on. My liner is still pretty much on. This side is smudged a little bit, but this side's doing pretty good. The eyeshadow, like the eye creams, they're still pretty much there. They're not looking as vibrant now, but they're still on my eyes. Now let's not beat around the bush here. I ain't looking too fresh right now, but you gotta bear in mind, I've had this on now for 18 hours. I think that's right. Way too early for maths. But I'd say apart from maybe a little bit of touching up with the skin, maybe like add a little bit of concealer and add a little bit more bronzer or something like that and sorting out the lips, I'd say it ain't looking too bad. And I'm pretty sure there's still some highlighter on my nose, which is great. All right guys, I'm gonna go get some breakfast. I'm gonna go get a crap ton of coffee, and I will check back with you guys around about midday. Okay, so it is now a few minutes to 12 and I've had this makeup on for 21 hours. To be fair, it doesn't actually look that much different from when I woke up, and I have had a shower as well. Obviously, I didn't get my face wet or anything like that because it doesn't claim to be waterproof. Honestly guys, right now I'm such a hot mess. I need to wash my hair, wearing yesterday's makeup. My tan is coming off, so I need to sort that out. And with all that being said, I've just decided that I'm gonna head out to the shops like this and get myself some lunch. So wish me luck. Okay guys, so it is now just gone 3 o'clock, so it's official. We've had this makeup on for 24 hours, and again, it's pretty much the same as what it was earlier on. It hasn't really changed too much throughout the day. I think the sleeping was like the main factor that made everything go a bit haywire. I have already got a spot coming through on my nose, as you may be able to see, which is coming through the foundation, but I do think a lot of the foundation has now worn off on my nose. There is still some foundation left around my face. Like I think my forehead is actually quite covered still, and there's still sections kind of like around the center of my face that's still covered with the foundation. So I'd say the foundation did a pretty good job. As for the concealer, I mean, that is all completely worn off, but that claimed to only be 13 to 16 hour wear, so I'd say it probably did last around that sort of time. The brows are pretty much exactly the same, which I'm really impressed with. So that was the Wonder Brow. The gel has stuck the majority of them in place. Like normally my eyebrows by the end of the day are like all over the place like this, so it has kind of stuck them in place a little bit better than other brow gels would. Overall, considering I've slept in this, I've showered in this, I've had it on for 24 hours, I'd say it's done a pretty good job, especially like up here. As you may be able to see, a lot of it around my mouth area has kind of gone. Around the cheeks and around my nose, it started fading a bit, but like from the eyes, I'd say it's all pretty much stayed in place. Alright guys, so that is the end of today's testing video, and that is the end of testing week. I cannot believe I'm ending this week looking like this. If you did enjoy testing week, then please do give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you do want to see more of me, because I upload all the damn time. Thank you guys so much for all of your support over the past few weeks. It means the world to me. I love you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.